Slavery is said to be a system that belonged to the past. Countries across the world have condemned it and made slavery a punishable offense. However, slavery or forced labor still remains something that needs to be eradicated from the face of the earth. Hard to believe, isn't it? China is one such place where slave labor camps prosper with the blessings of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP. Four Corners, a program broadcast by Australia based ABC News, recently did an expose of forced labor camps in China. It featured interviews with Uyghur women who had been released from such camps. One woman, named Dilner, was arrested together with her husband in February 2017. She was later sent to work in a factory at the detention camp. The Four Corners team only learned about the plight of Dilner through her sister Gulner, who lives in Melbourne. The team tracked down the factory where Dilner is believed to be working and found that it was a textile company called Urumqi Shengxi Huaye Culture Technology Company. Dilner is apparently still being forced to work at the factory. She is not a solitary example. Thousands of Uyghur women have been forced to work for pitiful wages in Xinjiang and the surrounding regions. According to Beijing, this is a necessary process to weed out extremist thoughts of Uyghurs. But in reality, the forced labor camp is just another way of depriving Uyghurs the freedom to work according to their choice. By forcing them to work in a state-approved camp, Beijing will always be able to monitor the Uyghurs and shape their thoughts to align with communist ideologies. Academician Adrian Zenz, who has researched the Xinjiang camps, believes that there is another insidious intention behind the forced labor camps: to separate children from parents. The way that you re-engineer and change an ethnic group, an ethnic society, is if you break up their core units. You break up the family unit by making the parents work full-time in different places, he said to ABC News. The problem doesn't end with just the Uyghurs, as Falun Gong practitioners are also caught up in the largest human rights crisis today. Last year, the World Organization to Investigate the Persecution of Falun Gong published a report that showed that the Chinese government forced women to manufacture My Doll toys in the 2000s. Most of the women were practitioners of Falun Gong, a spiritual tradition that Beijing classifies as a threat to society while violently persecuting its adherents. The detention centers were said to be still operational even at the time of publishing the report. Those packaged and exported products all had production deadlines. The inmates and illegally detained Falun Gong practitioners had to start work every day before 7 a.m. Under regular circumstances, the detainees would finish working at 9 p.m., but most of them were usually made to work until 11 p.m. A Chinese woman who was forced into the labor camp between 2002 and 2003 says in the report, though Beijing announced in 2013 that such camps would be shut down, Amnesty International reported that the camps were never actually closed. The regime just changed the name of some facilities and shifted the detainees to other labor camps. Those who were not sent to these places ended up in prisons. An open source project found 124 camps where Uyghurs forcibly re-educated, according to the East Turkestan National Awakening Movement, as reported by the Washington Free Beacon. Estimates are that more than 1 million Uyghurs have been sent to prison or re-education camps, according to a UN committee, as reported by Business and Human Rights Resource Center. If the leaders across the world don't act fast, we may be heading for a cultural genocide. So, what do you think of China's forced labor camps? Share your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more videos on China and its growing impact on the world, its freedoms and culture. Hit the notification bell and be sure to share our news content on social media for a better informed network. Until next time, be well.